Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Meeting of Minds. Playing on the left hand side as the Praetorian Guard, we've got Asgore. And playing on the right hand side as the Steel Legion, we have got No Frio. No Frio will be going for a Pioneer Squad, double Legionaries, and a Legionary Barracks as his opening. Whereas Asgore will be going for a couple of Irregulars, a Convict Squad, a Soldier's Mess Hall, and a Generator. So we are, it's men versus men, the British versus what I would argue as the American representation in Dawn of War. We did a while ago on the channel a World War II recreation, which I might link in the description below if I remember or can be bothered. But yeah, that was a good match, and it was what? It was the Praetorians, Steel Legion, and who were the French in that game? I can't quite remember, but it was obviously against the Death Corps Krieg and the Shogunate Renegade Guard. Very good game, all in all. But yeah, so this could be fun. The Pioneers for the Steel Legion definitely give them a little bit of an advantage, because not only can they build stuff, but they can also capture stuff, so they can, you know, be a bit more flexible than the convicts of the Praetorians. Not exactly the most motivated individuals are these guys. They're just kind of, you know, there because they have to. But the Praetorians, one advantage that they have is that they've got loads of little mini commanders that they can put into their squads. They've got the buglers, they've got the other people, the commissars and all that stuff. Which, you know, the Steel Legion have got some of them, but not quite the same level of roster that they have. You have a powerful Lieutenant Colonel who, in the early game, is a little bit, you know, naff, but as the game goes on and he gets his Ogrin bodyguards, becomes quite a substantial character in the game. So there we are, that's the opening ramble done. I will say that you might be wondering why I've done 2 unification games in 1 week. This is because I've just recently tried to cast a Ultimate Apocalypse game that was 50 minutes long, and I realised that the record button wasn't pressed. I just don't have it in me to do 2 back-to-back 50-minute recordings of the same game. So Tuesday is when I'll have that game up, if you're watching this on the day of the video being released. Haven't forgotten about it. It was a quite good game. Lots of big stuff happening, but I just can't emotionally do that on the same day with all the bits and bobs that I've got to get on going for. But the Steel Legion, putting pressure on this point over here. They've popped down a Tarantula turret, which will be a bit difficult for the Praetorians to deal with, as they, you know, tend to be mulched a little bit too easily. The light infantry armour. The Martini Henry lasgun rifles, though, do quite a bit of damage, although I imagine they'll probably want to charge this into close combat with a hero of some description absorbing the damage. I'm going to try and put down an Orc bunker, which might seem a bit unusual, but the Praetorians basically are, well, they hire mercenary orcs to work with them as blood axes. Are an orc tribe that are known for, you know, their willingness to work with Imperial forces in exchange for money and other good stuff. So an Orc bunker throwing down some big ordnance. You've got the regulars having a guide cast upon them by the Lieutenant Colonel, who acts as a bit of a supporting hero. And oh dear, almost getting a squad wipe on that guy. What, that absolute hero, surviving with 5 health. What a champion. But yeah, a bit of a bind at the moment. They don't have access to all their strategic points, which will slow them down getting into tier 2. They're buying other bits and bobs. And not the same level of pressure on the Steel Legion. Comes a charge. Lieutenant Colonel getting a flanking strike with his chain sword. Lots of trumpets there to keep the men abluster. And the conscripts, sorry, the convicts even, attempting to build up another Orc bunker, but they go down quick as you like. We'll cancel that, but the trench turret has finally been taken down, but that's going to cost them. And what's economy is now 80 and 10 in comparison to 85 and 10. So actually not that much difference in the econ, but the relic will soon be captured.
I expect war in all things.
Lieutenant Colonel up against the... Who both call it... Well, that's confusing. They both got the same name. It's both the same rank. Just different things. Oh, hold on, I've got a phone call coming in. And we're back. Sorry, I had a phone call. Things are happening. It's one of those weird days where I perfectly planned it, where the cast that I'd just done would have been finished, and I could have gone about my day, but now I've had to rejangle a couple of things. Life is complicated, boys and girls. Life is complicated. That's alright. Relic has been captured. And one man stands on the front lines. Keeping these guys back before then not standing on the front lines. That's alright. Tier 2 on the way for the Praetorians. Now, Tier 2, they can either go heavily into orc stuff with commandos and such, I do believe. Although I mean, based on the way that Asgore is playing this, I assume he's probably going to go into vehicles, maybe get some Griffin pattern chimeras and such. Steel Legion, I'm not sure if you've gone for your tank-orientated tech path or your infantry-orientated tech path, but it seems that you're going to go into Tier 2 as well. No men really committing to too much aggression, but a little bit of poking and prodding on the relic over here. Asgore does have the countdown victory on the way, so Steel Legion will need to, at some point, do something about that. And what, you've got the centre and you've got the southernmost part. Have you got the northern part? No, you do not. So Steel Legion moving forward. They've got their grenade launchers, always a staple in the Steel Legion roster. And I like the way that they've gone round the side, down the southern side, just to make sure that they've avoided this heavy cover as much as possible. We'll go in for the decap regulars having the guide on them. But yeah, those Henry rifles, they're like little mini sniper rifles, really. Take a while to get going, as they've got to stand still for a little bit before they start firing, but once they get going, mighty fine weapons indeed. But the critical location has been decapped. The Commissar with the boys as well. Yeah, so it seems as though that the Steel Legion are waiting for their tanks before doing anything else. So I assume then they've probably gone for their tank company tech path. There are the grenade launchers. Good lord, my camera keeps on doing this. Stop it, camera. Behave yourself. As powerful as those rifles are, if you've been outranged, won't do any damage. Heavy cover working in their favour. Bit of a Valkyrie fire coming in from the side on the Steel Legion's position. And I assume you are stormtroopers. No, you're not. You're a Vox officer with a plasma gun. And what do you do? I think you do the whole calling down. You're either a supporting character or someone who does other things. Detection, carries a modded plasma gun, extremely long range, and boosts morale, accuracy, and damage to squads that she is attached to. So there we go. So more of a supporting hero, but in times of trouble, we all need support, don't we? So I don't know why I said that. My brain is not working at the moment. But Feral Plasma Generator has been denied while the Steel Legion are getting their own slag oil refinery, which is why I think that they're the Americans, because oil is a meme, isn't it? If you were there in the 2000. There's the Lieutenant Colonel now going for a couple of Ogren bodyguards. Charge them in and let them wail on their enemy. And a cheeky little riser pattern Hellhound going around the flank, setting the boys aflame. Force these guys on the back track, and the Legionnaires able to move forward. Do have a Scout Major. Throws in a little targeting thing. That's Vox Officer will now be taking a little bit more damage. Or is it the case? Hold on, is it the case where you can actually use it to see? Ah, yes! You now see what she's up to. It's a little bit of spyware going on there. Very nice stuff. Also acts as a little sniper hero. I'm going to get the Hermes pattern Sentinel, which we used to have a name for those guys on the Discord, but I'm not going to call them by what they're called, because I know that some people get a little bit sad by that name, but bit of an odd-looking chap, isn't he? An odd-looking chap indeed. But going for some auto cannons. God, Lord, that's a lot of Hellhound patterns out of nowhere. They can be built up quick as you like, and they've gone for the Devil Dog upgrades. So they've come in to do the damage, and the problem is that a lot of generators are now around this relic, so the Devil Dogs can now probably take on these generators without having to go too far into the base. Oh, Scout Major, you can't sniper rifle a tank. So now they work. Oh, this is a problem for the Praetorians, a Praetorian problem, if you will. Thankfully, though, the autocannons on the Hermes pattern Sentinel, I mean, they're quite good for what they are. Tier 2 anti-vehicle. Oh, a little bit of a 360 spin there. Very nice. Yeah, they don't like taking damage of these pattern Sentinels, but they can turn their hand to counteracting most things when properly supported. They've also got an anti-tank team over yonder. The anti-weapons teams of the Praetorians are absolutely amazing. They've got the anti-tank, the anti-infantry, and all that stuff, and they just all come out primed and ready for a lot of damage. 3 models, no need to upgrade them neither, and quite mobile as well. That's one of the saving grace of the Praetorians. Not sure if you're able to stick them in the Chimeras, but I do believe you are able to. Now going to go for a vehicle cap increase, as things are relatively calm and steady at the moment. But these factions, I would say, are quite balanced and quite similar in a lot of ways. Obviously being Imperial Guard factions. I mean, unlike their other guardsman factions, their production buildings for infantry, you can't stack them with infantry for defensive reasons. So it makes them a little bit more of a offensive guardsman faction rather than your traditional defensive ones. Here comes the Griffin number 4, like Mambo number 5 almost. Comes on in, moves towards the heavy cover before unloading its charge. And oh dear, standing too close to the Griffin as it explodes, knocks all these guys outside of the heavy cover. The Griffin, sorry, the help. Good lord, there's too many tank names. The Devil Dogs are now dead, but with only anti-vehicle stuff on the go for them. Oh, little tank going forward, but it dies. More Valkyrie fire from what I assume is the regimental statue. It doesn't have any weapons to defend itself apart from the occasional ordnance that it can throw forward. Yeah, good lord, look at these guys. Now that the Steel Legion don't have any anti-vehicle stuff, the Hermes Sentinels can just come forward and do all the damage that they want. Little Cyclops demolition vehicle that, if you can get close enough and self-destruct, and that is these guys dead and out the water. Convicts coming over to repair it, and we do have the Vanquisher tank ace, remarkably long-range tank, which will certainly cause the Hermes Sentinels a bit of an issue. You also have the self-destruct tank came over here on half health, the regimental statue, so maybe 2 of those guys are what you want to be seeing. We've now spotted the slag oil refinery. It'll take him a while to take it down, but take him down it must. Current economy is 109.53 and 154 and 122. That is stupid economies for both sides here. Tier 4, so skipping straight over from Tier 3. And the Steel Legion, their pride in their tanks, are going to be sorting it out for the Praetorians. I mean, the Praetorians, they've got... I don't think you're in Tier 3 at the moment. Or if you are... Tank Commander Vanquisher, that's a Tier 3 unit, I think. Question mark. Everywhere there were Hermes Sentinels, and now there isn't. Oh no, he's coming. He's going for it. Let's see if he gets there. We'll just watch from their perspective. Go, 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 Cyclops demolition vehicle. Boom. Oh no, it died before getting close enough. That's sad. But the alt commandos are coming out. Sneaking out and about. What can you do when the Steel Legion come knocking with improved tank armor and now going to go for their airstrips? They'll be able to deep strike potential Baneblade on the field. Convicts have forgotten about this vehicle forge here. Got a vulture gunship up in the air. Hey, what have you been up to? Oh, you've built up a thermoplasma generator on over here. Another vehicle forge. Just to increase the overall... I mean, you've got a vehicle cap. Yeah, you do, yeah. Steel Legion are able to go over the standard 20 vehicle cap. As we see, they've got a 21 here. And oh, Commissar Sebastian Yarrick on the field. Fun stuff. There's triple explosions. There we go. That takes that out. How expensive are those tanks, by the by? Where do you recruit them from? I don't know, but the rise of Pattern Baneblade is on the way. And just look at him. A mighty man. Ducking in the cover, but he's ready. Ready to... He's just hiding behind the listening post. They don't know he's there yet, but he's going to pop out and surprise them. The good old elephant of surprise. That was a tank vanquisher versus a vanquisher tank. Aha, yes. There we go. That's one way to differentiate their names. Both in heavy cover. But triple vulture gunships. Coming over, but then getting distracted by the listening post. I suppose attacking the economy is what you want. But the Steel Legion's economy is just stupidly good at the moment. Even if you kill one listening post, they've still got a mighty more
You got a job for us?
on their side. So, if anything, the Praetorian needs to be as aggressive as humanly possible. I mean, how are they supposed to know? And there's this amount of stuff going on. Oh, they've got a second airship. And the Iron Sit. Right, so, well, we don't have enough time. We want both these tanks online ASAP. Commissar Young still stealthing around. Oh, he's been spotted. He's been focus fired. More vehicle cap increase. As Commissar Yarrick opens up the green shield. And there he is. Smashing the tank as best he can. There's not a lady on top of there. There is a lady, quick! Get her down! She's not allowed. There goes the tank factory. That's a bit of a problem, but when they realise that there's not one but two airships and a nuclear reactor, dear, this is... everything is going on at the moment. So where are you coming down? You're being drop-podded. Down here, I assume? There he is. It's not just a regular Baneblade, this is a Baneblade with plenty more firepower going on for it. Firing up there. Those vultures may have taken down the airship, but they've sacrificed their own well-being for it. Commissar Yarrick's down though, which is a bit sad. The Orc Commando's moving and slinking around with big shooters and rocket launchers. So quite an actual, quite a good assault from the Praetorian Guard. They've taken out a relic, a strategic point, airship and a tank factory, but there's going to be another vehicle ready to come down, and I don't know if the Praetorian Guard have got the weaponry necessary to take those kinds of things on. Oh no, they've got a Shadow Swords. They're in tier 4 as well, I think. Yes, okay. A mighty clash of tanks. Ah, beautiful. This is what you want to see in a Guardsman matchup. There's a Cyclops. Oh, and he might even be able to kill a couple of Orc bunkers. Yeah, there we go. That's scuppered their expansion plans. A mighty fine thing indeed. Can the other Cyclops do the same? Go on, just a little bit close. Oh, is he going to go in for the generators as well? Powerful explosion. There we go. Not quite getting him down. There's the Iron Saint. Look at that. That is just a long gun. A long cannon. And oh no, now there's no squad cap for the Shadow Sword. Ah, they've built up too many Lehman Russes. Ah, that's so unfortunate. That's the worst timings for that to ever happen. They're going to need to build up another vehicle forge. Or increase their squad cap. Oh, sorry, that is how they do it. They don't research it like the Steel Legion do. Oh, what? What poor... Ah, there we go. Tank's dead. And there's the Shadow Sword. Get him out and get him shot. Turning their attention to the Iron Saint. A duel to end all duels that are effectively the same function. We force her back. But she's only falling back to get into that heavy cover. And one tank versus two. Ah. That is just unfortunate. Oh, and more are coming in. An artillery, an Atlas recovery tank to repair them on the front line as well. Yeah. I think both sides played a phenomenal game. Lots of aggression on both sides. But I think the Steel Legion just somehow, some way, getting their economy to stupid levels. And then just basically outmaneuvering the Praetorian Guard. Superior tank numbers was what did it in the end, obviously. I mean, when an opponent comes knocking on your door with two huge, humongous tanks, what else can you really do there but fantastic game from both sides, so there we are, so cheers boys and girls for watching at home, and if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there's also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.